What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Sunday freaking fun day. July 30th, 2023, almost the end of the month. Today we're talking positionless defense. Now, this is a bit of video that me, Jeff, and Sean shot last Sunday on our TBC weekly show. Sunday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, by the way, YouTube Live. It's our live show, in case you're new to the channel. We appreciate you joining us, by the way. But so this is a segment from that show, strictly about the hybrid players on defense. And we touch a little bit on the offense and basically the concept of positionless defense, what it entails. I give you some NFL examples. And then we bring it to the Buckeyes and talk about some current Buckeyes, current and former Buckeyes that would fit into these hybrid, or it's not really positionless in my opinion. It's more versatile, multiple athletes. So guys that can play multiple positions, So hope you enjoy it. Don't forget tonight, every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, me, Jeff, and Sean, we're going live, YouTube Live. Be there on this channel. Hit subscribe, please. And if you hit the bell, you'll get notified whenever we do have a new show or we go live or anything like that. So just wanted to lay that out. So let's talk some defensive football, positionless. Sean, I wanted to present this to you mostly, but we can all talk about it. Let me lay out the topic and give everybody some context so we all know what we're talking about. But Sean, you said last week that's a topic you wanted to go on to talk about. So I'll give you the floor after I kind of lay this out. I'll try and be brief in my briefs. No, I'm wearing pants. Nope, those are briefs. All right. Positionless defensive football does not mean a defensive end that can play middle linebacker and safety. It's about getting the best personnel on the field at one time. You see this a lot on offense as well. So it's not just one-sided. So the most important thing is to have versatile players that can play multiple positions. So versatility, key. Hybrid players, key. That's what we're talking about. Offenses and quarterbacks today are so much different in the NFL and college. Defenses need guys who are not just smart enough to be in the right position, but they also have to have this athletic skill set to make a play when the offense breaks down and the quarterback decides to improvise, whether it's scrambling, looking to throw, whatever. Offenses are always trying to create mismatches, right? So how do you stop this approach from the offense? You need players that are physical enough, athletic enough to take on blocks, stop the run, and still have that speed and athleticism to cover downfield. So it's a very unique combination, right? Not everybody has this. So you got your tweeners, a lot of people call them hybrids, whatever. They become more important than ever to stop this new age offense with RPOs and those types of concepts and more athletic quarterbacks, right? So speaking from a defensive point of view, think of guys in the NFL, and I'll give NFL guys. And at the end, I want to give you some Ohio State guys to think about that might compare. So Tyrann, whatever, from LSU, remember him? Jamal Adams. Those are NFL examples of these positionless guys that can play anywhere. At times, they were their team's best safety, linebacker, slot corner, and sometimes a pass rusher even. So you don't have to take them off the field in particular situations like you would maybe a linebacker or a D lineman, So regardless of the situation, you could leave these guys on the field. And they can change how a defense attacks opposing offenses. So another one is Derwin James. Remember him? out of UCLA. When he went to the Chargers, he was used in dime packages with 6 DBs in their base defense. They did that 64% of the time with Derwin James. He could play all over the field, handle all kinds of responsibility, and he could cover ground like a deep safety, stay in man coverage like a corner, stuff the run like a linebacker, and still give you that pass rushing edge type of quality too. So on the defense, there's a lot of guys that can do that stuff. But on offense, there's a ton of highly athletic tight ends. Think of Travis Kelce. Yeah, he's a tight end, but he's really just one of the best slot receivers in the NFL at 6'5", 260, and he's not the only one, I know. But he's an example of, with Kelce on the field, the Chiefs can go into 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, and then make it look like 11 or 10. So they can bring him on and use him, and it'll utilize him in different situations and give you different looks. Then you got Deebo Samuel, great example of a guy that is a running back / wide receiver at 6 foot 215. Was it 2021? He had 77 receptions, over 1,400 yards, but he still had 59 carries out of the backfield for 365 yards. That's crazy for one guy to do. And to give you Ohio State examples, you got Sonny Styles. Obviously he's the most recent. He's like a big safety, that can come down and play almost a linebacker / safety role. Who knows? He could even be utilized as an edge rusher, at 6'4", and he'll probably get up to 230, 240. Court Williams, to me, was the first person I thought of, because I remember he played outside linebacker in high school at Bosco, coincidentally enough. And he put on weight. He's probably 230, 6'3"-ish. So he's kind of that tweener size between safety and linebacker. But he's one of those guys that I could see being one of these tweener hybrid types. Another one is Baron Browning. Dumbass fucking Billy Davis tried to pencil him into a Mike linebacker spot. No, he's an outside linebacker, and he's an edge rusher, as you can see in the NFL today.
Dude, he looks like Von Miller. He looks just like Von Miller.
Yeah, exactly.
Denver. When they traded Von Miller, he took Von Miller's spot, and I'm like, oh shit, he's a rush end.
Yeah,
he's fucking TJ Watt.
Never a Mike.
Never.
And then for the Buckeyes, just to finish up on the Buckeye examples, you got Damarion Witten coming in this 24 class. He is a big receiver. He's like 6'4", 215. He's recruited as a tight end, but he could play a flex out wide receiver. Then you got Xavier Johnson. Kind of. He's not quite that big yet, but maybe someday. But Xavier Johnson, he played both running back and receiver last year. He had 13 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, but then had 12 carries, 146 yards, 1 touchdown as a running back. So these are examples of the Buckeye hybrids to compare to the NFL. So let me kick it to you, Sean. So I wanted to get your thoughts on, are you seeing this in high school ball right now, or what's your take on positionless defense?
Well, I think it's, I think we kind of tried it, and unsuccessfully, frankly, last year with this jack position. And we try it in years past, kind of like, hey, let's put our best dude in this spot because he needs to be out there, and kind of let him free roam. And no, we do have dudes. And if you have, the thing is that the amount of guys that can do that it's not that many. And like you said, you're not gonna, Aaron Donald, I guess in the NFL would be that guy can play anywhere on the D line. And we do some of that already when we bring in rushman package. We kind of, it's like, okay, it's not traditional D tackles in there and whatnot. So a lot of it's situational, but there's few guys that can do it all. But you're right, Sonny Styles probably can. I think they thought Jack could. Maybe Jack can. We'll see. You're saying the new guy coming in. I think Hicks could find a way to be one of those guys that's out there and doing things. Whether that's rushing on the edge, I don't know what his weight's up to or anything, but he was sitting about 230. Where that guy came in super highly rated. Where would he be on something like this?
Yeah, I would say the jack position is a perfect example of these hybrid positions.
Yeah, and so I don't know if I see it necessarily on the football that I've been watching, like my kids' team and that, but it kind of doesn't matter. The coach is trying to put his 12 best dudes on the field. And, some kids are like, well, hey, I wanted to be here. It's like, well, hey, sorry, that's not where you're at, because I'm putting the 12 best kids on the field. If I put you there, I got a problem here, And so, I think it's kind of like that at every level. But when you got some special talented kids, and then it just frees things up, and that's when these kids just look like, otherworldly.
Yeah, and the other thing is I wanted to point out that a lot of times people read these headlines, positionless defense, and they think that everybody, all 11 guys are like, do all, cover all hybrid types.
Cover
like,
Dante Adams.
Yeah. No. You can't have a group of 11 positionless guys, because the offense will adjust and probably run your ass over, if you got a bunch of 265-pound guys out there, and same if you go with all big dudes. I mean, I've seen people not really think it through and think about, how offenses would adjust. So just want to point that out. It's about versatility, having players that can play multiple positions. It should be called multiple position defense.
The thing is, everything the sport is such a science anymore, and everything's so specialized that now you have specialists for every situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's 3rd and long. You got a whole different offensive set in there. And you got a whole new defensive set in there on both sides of the ball. Everything's so specialized. So it's, unless you're, again, one of these freaks like Sonny Styles, or someone of that caliber, how can you be in there all the time and all the situational? Because, again, they're putting you in those spots.
That's the perfect point right there. Is there are so few of these guys, you could never field an entire team with them, that have the qualities you need. Jeff, you got a tape?
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head, Joe, when you were saying it's not positionless, but it's multiple guys in your defense that can do multiple things according to what an offense may show you, in varying sets and that kind of stuff. Like you're referring to Sonny Styles or CJ Hicks. Yeah, those guys might be able to cover a tight end in the slot. They also might be able to blitz off the edge. They can also play, in pass coverage. So you're right. I 100% agree with you. You pretty much laid it out. It's having multiple guys on your defense that can do multiple things. So you're not having to bring in 6 new guys on a 3rd and 15. You're not trading out half of your starters because you have like Sean said, a 3rd and long nickel package or a dime package. You have a guy that may be able to go from an outside linebacker. Oh, now he can play down in the box safety, and maybe your safeties have the capability of moving, and covering a slot. So you keeping the same guys out there, your best 11, say, and that's why you don't have a whole defense full of them, because everybody wants those fucking people. They're highly sought after. So, but that's what positionless defense is. It's just you having your guy being able to do your guy that's a great safety or a great strong safety, but having him be able to stay on the field in any situation, to be able to cover a guy, to be able to show blitz, to be able to protect and run support, and and be knowledgeable as far as getting other people lined up, and helping kind of that coach on the field. Having all of that stuff is what the idea is behind positionless football. And like you said, Joe, it's more multiple positions than it is positionless, similar to basketball. Now you have a ball handler, a big, and 3 wings. And those 3 wings can be anywhere from 6'2" to fucking 6'8" or 6'9", but you got to have a tall guy that can hit a 3. You know what I mean? So your tall guy that used to play in the post, now he's got to be able to hit threes and come out and bring a defender out. Same thing as in basketball or in football. Like you said, you referred to Kelsey. Kelsey can run in a no tight end set, a double tight end set, 3 receivers. You can put him in the backfield as an H back.
Right.
You just having those best players of yours able to do more than just their set thing.
Right. And the key is, like, when an offense goes in hurry up, you don't have to be stressed about who's on the field because you can't substitute, right? Because that's the key. If you have to substitute to every package the offense has on the field, that's how they get you.
Yeah, because they're looking for the weakness. Where did they miss? Where did they miss the guy?
So we got
what
this.
Guy did
yeah, you see Ryan Day do it all the time. We got this matchup on field. Let's go. Get up to the line and let's call the play because we got a great matchup.
Until they can stop it. Until they fix it.
Until they come in with their hybrid player, tweener, whatever, tweenie.
But that's it. Like
the tweenie car wash.
Most of the teams in that Big Ten, Joe, we don't play enough of those teams that have maybe but more than one of those guys. Or any. Most teams, none. But maybe Penn State might have one guy on a defense that can, a guy or two that could do that.
Yeah.
But you just go for you exploit somewhere other on the field.
Yeah, Micah Parsons would be a guy like that. Micah can do anything.
Exactly.
Justin Simmons from Clemson, great example.
Yeah, Isaiah Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons, not Justin Simmons. Sorry, Isaiah Simmons.
He's doing the same things in the NFL for the Cardinals right now. Lining up in multiple positions. You never have to take him off the field. You just have to change his assignment according to the offense.
And like you said, that we can't. Nobody has a bunch of those guys, not even Bama, because everybody wants them. Like those guys, they don't.
They're so rare. They're so fucking rare.
So every team fights over them, fights like hell for them. Georgia gets a few of them. We get a few of them. Bama gets a few. Yeah,
but there's only a couple of them.
Those Minka Fitzpatrick, those type players. You know what I mean? Those guys that can do just about anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Obviously, our defense. We were trying to procure as many of them as possible, but so is everyone else. It's no secret, So they're highly sought after, and those are the guys we see at the top of these rankings. Yeah. Sonny Styles reclassified and still would have been a top 10 player in the country, after reclassifying. And he was the top 5 guy as a junior, I think. He was. I know he was a high 5-star. He was top.
He's the number 1 safety.
Top 10, number 1 safety, probably close to top 10 in the country. There's a reason for that, because people saw, look at his frame. He can do this right now, but look, we'll be able to do 5 different things with him in another year or 2.
Right. But okay, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget tonight, YouTube Live, 8 p.m. Eastern. Monday afternoon, actually. Don't forget YouTube Live, 4:30, the rush hour, 4:30 to 5, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So see you then, see you tonight, see you tomorrow, whatever. Talk to you later. Go Bucks.